Y'all, we need to talk about Ralph Yarl, and we need to talk about how what happened this week was not just one racist against one kid making a bad decision, but this is actually also a culmination of racist indoctrination and othering in this country. So first, I want to talk to you about the Confederate Vice President Alexander Stephens, what he said in his cornerstone speech right before the Civil War in March of 1861. This is what he said is the reason for the Confederacy. Our new government is founded upon exactly the opposite idea that all men are created equal. Its foundations are laid, its cornerstone rests upon the great truth that the N-word is not equal to the white man, that slavery, subordination to the superior race is his natural and normal condition. This, our new government, is the first in the history of the world based upon this great physical, philosophical, and moral truth. From there, we have the civil rights movement. We have Brown versus Board of Education, where the Supreme Court ruled that all public schools had to integrate and include Black kids in their schools. This sparked a movement of private schools under the guise of parents' choice and protecting our kids and giving them just the best education, and we can't do. It's because private schools have different rules. They don't have as much regulation, and they don't have to admit every child. They didn't have to follow the segregation laws. And so what we had here was a bunch of people who used something that sounded really nice and good, like parents' choice, and make sure that the parents have a say in their kids' education and make sure that they get the best, when actually what they mean is just the white education. And then, after all of that, then we have Nixon coming in and making sure that he retains power by othering. And here's what his aide, John Ehrlichman, said. You want to know what this was really all about? This is the war on drugs, by the way. The Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies, the anti-war left and Black people. You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or Black people, but by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and Blacks with heroin and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt these communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. So this entire idea of big Black scary men and Black men and associating them with drugs has all been fabricated. It has been synthesized by our government, by people who want power. So what they do is they create othering, which creates fear. And then they come in and they offer a solution to the fear. Except for now, we also have the NRA lobbying very heavily to loosen gun laws, preying off the fear that these people have all created by othering, by trying to make people scared of each other for no reason other than they offer the solution to your fear, which is protection and safety and getting those other people away from you so that you don't have to even pretend to be uncomfortable. And so now we have terrified, racist people who have no basis for their racism other than believing what the media and what the government is feeding them about fear. And now they're armed. This is insanity. It's fabricated. These people are not scary. We shouldn't have to other. We are still all we the people, no matter what our skin color is. This is why it's so important to learn your history. This is why we have to connect all of these dots. Because this is disgusting. But this can stop if enough of us can say, wait a minute, I recognize this sort of logic here. I recognize this verbiage here. It does not end well. This doesn't mean good things. It sounds like good things. Lee Atwater in 1981 said that because you couldn't say the N-word, they had to say something different. And so they said things like cutting taxes and different things that he admits they knew would disproportionately hurt Black people, but they didn't care because that was kind of the point. Because when they are still subordinate, then they can be controlled. And then you feel safer around this thing that they created. We do not have to fear each other, and to live in fear is disgusting, and it is against everything that we are as an American. So can we please stop all of this? Can we please learn our history so that we can recognize what is happening to us, what is happening to these kids? We should be able to send our kids to get groceries and go pick up their siblings and go buy Skittles. Like, this is disgusting, and it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to be afraid of each other.